Hello students, in today's session we will derive the equation for the equation or procedure to draw the power angle curve for the cylindrical rotor machine. Or generalized we can say that a synchronous machine for stability studies. A synchronous machine for stability studies without saliency. That means we have here consider this cylindrical rotor machine. Clear? And for the same machine we will derive or draw the power angle curve, or which is generally known as P delta curve. Clear? For cylindrical rotor machine. So for that, let us consider one system which is very famous system for the stability studies analysis and which is known as SMIB system. That means single machine infinite bus system. So let us consider one single machine which is over here is connected to the large substation through this transmission line impedance ZL. Consider one single machine or synchronous machine or a cylindrical rotor machine which is connected to a large substation through the transmission line impedance ZL. Clear? Here the characteristic of substation is, or I can say substation voltage and the frequency and voltage of substation is remain constant, and that's why we can consider it as an infinite bus. Clear? So yes, here you can understand the definition of infinite bus also. A bus where the voltage magnitude and frequency will remain constant, which is known as an infinite bus. Clear? Or I can say with respect to this single machine, this large substation is an infinite bus if the substation voltage magnitude and frequency will remain constant. Then and then this substation is known as an infinite bus for this synchronous machine. Clear? I hope you have clear the concept of infinite bus. Let me explain you again. With respect to this synchronous machine, with respect to this synchronous machine, the substation is considered as an infinite bus if the substation voltage and frequency will remain constant. Then and then it will be known as the infinite bus. So for the stability study here we have considered the transient voltage and transient reactance of machine. Clear? For the stability studies we have considered over here a transient voltage and transient reactance of machine. Clear? So now next is, here we have one more assumption. We consider that the power delivered or supplied by this machine to the substation is remain constant. Clear? So as why it will be remain constant? Because as we have assume or consider that this substation is treated or considered as an infinite bus, and the characteristic of infinite bus is the voltage and frequency will remain constant. That's why the power feed into the substation will remain constant. Clear? Next, here in this figure 1 which shows the SMIB system, here in this figure 1 the 3 nodes are appeared. means the node due to the voltage E dash, VG generator terminal voltage, and V which is substation voltage. So for the study purpose or for the system analysis purpose, we require only two nodes. That means we need to eliminate the generator terminal voltage, because as the name suggests, single machine infinite bus system, we have only two nodes are available with us, the one from the machine side and the another from the system side. Clear? So to eliminate this VG, we need to convert this star connected impedance network, yes, the star connected impedance network into the equivalent delta connected admittance network. Clear? Again, why we need to convert the star into the delta? Yes, it is the star network. How? We'll explain. Just consider over here. It is your ZS, ZL, and it is your JXT dash. So this star connected impedance network will get converted into the delta connected admittance network. I will draw the equivalent circuit, but just for understanding here, star to delta conversion, just recall the theories which you have studied in your first year subject. Apply the same theory over here to convert the star equivalent network into equivalent delta network. Clear? So here Y12, Y10 and Y20. Clear? So after this conversion, the network will converted into the equivalent network, which is drawn here in figure number 2. Let me use the different color. Yes, the equivalent circuit after the star to delta conversion. I will directly draw the final circuit, which shows that impedance is get converted into the admittance just because of we have converted the star network into the delta network. And why we need to do this? Just because to eliminate this generator terminal voltage node VG. Clear? And why we need to eliminate this node? Just because for the study purpose, we required only two nodes into the system, one from the machine end and the another from the system end. Clear? So here we have seen the node 1 which represents from the machine side and the node 2 which represents the from the system side or from substation side. Clear? This is your Y12, Y10, same way over here it is Y20. I hope you have clear understand up to this. Clear? The current injected by this machine into the system or from the node 1 which is I1 and from the node 2 which is I2. Clear? So yes, I hope you have clear up to this figure number explanation up to the figure number 2. Here let us repeat once more. Here we are deriving the equation to draw the power angle curve or generalize. Sometime in exam the question may be asked like derive the or explain the synchronous machine for stability studies without considering the saliency effect. That means for the cylindrical rotor machine. So for that we just consider one single machine infinite bus system, explain the concept of infinite bus where the voltage and frequency will remain constant, and then you will consider it as an infinite bus. Here for the stability studies we have considered the machine transient voltage and transient reactance. Now next step, to eliminate this generator terminal voltage, we need to convert this star network into the equivalent delta network. Clear? Just compare this figure in with figure number 2, so you will get an idea. Clear? So the next is just apply the nodal equation or write down the nodal equation for the figure number 2. So I will write from the node 1 the current I1, which is equal to voltage drop between these two admittance, which is E1 E dash into bracket Y10 plus Y12. Clear? E dash into bracket Y12 plus Y10. Here minus, because of the opposite side of current I2. So the minus Y12 into V. Clear? Sorry, Y12 into V. The second one is, just recall the theory which we have derived for the nodal method for the formulation of bus admittance matrix. Same theory here we have applied. Clear? V2 is equal, I2 is equal to minus of Y12 into E2 dash and plus Y20 plus Y12 into the second node voltage, which is V. Clear? This is the equation number 1, which shows the nodal equation from the figure number 2. Clear? Just write down in matrix form, so you will get the admittance matrix, current matrix and voltage matrix that we have already derived in chapter number 1, which is power flow analysis. Clear? Here the first element, which is Y11, then Y12, the second element, and Y21 and Y22. I will just write down the direct admittance matrix. I will explain the elements of admittance matrix, and E1 and V. Clear? The second equation. Here we forgot one thing, that is the value of this admittance. I will write over here the value of admittance is, here I can write Y10, which is equal to ZL divided by the total impedance, which is XD dash ZL ZS plus JXD dash ZL plus ZL into ZS. Clear? Same way I can write for the Y20, which is JXD dash divided by this total equation. So I will write over here, yes, and same way for Y12, which is ZS divided by the total impedance. Clear? So here in equation number 2, the admittance matrix, elements of admittance matrix, just recall the conclusion of theory number 1, which we have derived in power flow analysis, that the diagonal elements, that means Y11, which is equal to summation of series plus shunt element. Here the shunt element, which is Y10, and the series element, which is the transfer admittance, which is Y12. So I can write Y 1 0 plus y12. Clear? The first element. The second conclusion is the off diagonal element is negative. Here it is y12. Yes. So the off diagonal elements are the negative of the original one. That means y12 which is equal to minus y12, or I can write y21 is equal to minus y21. Same way over here for the second diagonal element, which is y22 is equal to y20 plus y12. Clear over here? So I hope you are clear up to this. Well, next is you have to calculate the power which is injected by the synchronous machine into the substation, or the real power which is injected by or power delivered by the generator into the system by synchronous machine into the system, which is equal to PE, the real portion, into bracket. Yes, just look at over here over here, which is equal to E dash into I1 star. E dash into I1 star. As at the node 1 the machine is connected. We have considered over here the machine is connected. So the real power which is injected by the machine into the system, which is equal to P. Just write down the value of E and I star. And you all know why we are consider over here star. Clear? If you are not still able to know, then just try to find out it by yourself. Clear? So just consider over here the voltage, current and admittance in polar form. Substitute the value of I1 from this equation number 1 and consider all the values, that means voltage, current and admittance, into the polar form. Clear? So just follow the process. Here PE is equal to real part of into the polar form, that means with angle E dash, magnitude and angle, which is angle delta. As we all know, the machine is run with some angle, and the infinite bus voltage magnitude and angle will 0, as we have considered it as a reference bus. Clear? So here E dash angle delta, now into bracket I1. So we need to write the equation for the I1, which is equal to, yes, first y11. Here we have considered y11. y11 magnitude of y11 into angle. Here I will consider minus theta 11. Why? Because the current is in conjugated form. So here the first element, which is y11, into the angle. This angle will shows the angle between G plus JB. As we all know, y is equal to G plus or minus JB. So here this theta will indicate the angle between these two quantity, conductance and susceptance. Clear? So magnitude of y11 with angle minus theta 11. Again I will repeat why we have considered over here minus, just because of the conjugate. Here we have considered on a current, that's why we have considered the minus theta 11. And the voltage again, which is E dash into, now again as we have considered the conjugate over here, so we'll consider the angle as minus delta. Clear? Plus, here we have considered plus just because of this conjugate, plus the y12 angle minus theta 12, again this voltage magnitude V with an angle 0. Clear? Just here we have considered the value of current I1 in polar form. Clear? So we will get the final equation PE is equal to, just multiply this quantity, that means this value into this bracket. So we will get E dash square y11 into cos theta 11. Why we have considered cos theta? Just because of this real portion. So we have considered only the real power, which is cos theta 11 plus again E dash V into y12 cos E dash V y12 cos theta 12, two quantities, cos delta minus theta 12 bracket complete. The equation number 3. So this is your final equation which shows the power injected, or real power, or I can say active power, which is injected or delivered by this synchronous machine into the substation or system. Clear? So for the understanding, let us neglect, for the simplification, further simplification, let us neglect all the resistance, neglect all the resistance, so we will get this theta 11 which is equal to theta 12 which is equal to 90 degree. Now the question from this theory is why we have considered over this theta 11 which is equal to theta 12 is equal to 90 degree. Just find out it by yourself in homework. Clear? If we neglect all the resistance, then the theta 11 which is equal to theta 12 will become 90 degree, and this y12 which is equal to b12 again which is equal to 1 upon x12. Clear? So just find out why we have considered this y12 which is equal to 1 divided by x12 and theta 11 is equal to 90 degree. Clear? Okay, so just substitute the value which we have obtained over here with this condition that all the resistance are neglected into this equation number 3. So we will get the final answer PE is equal to E dash into V, as this will become a 0. So P dash E dash into V. Now y12 is equal to 1 upon x12. Then here cos pi by 2 minus theta will become the sine delta. So this is your final equation for the power injected into the system by the generator with neglecting all the resistance. Equation number 4. Equation number 4. Clear? PE is equal to E dash V divided by x12 sine delta. This equation number 4, it shows that the power which is injected by the or power which is generated by the machine which is injected into the system will depends on the generator voltage, infinite bus voltage, and the transfer reactance between the machine and and the substation, or I can say load, and the power angle delta. Clear? So as we have considered that the machine is connected into the infinite bus, and the characteristic of infinite bus is voltage and frequency is remain constant. So, and yes, of course, the after the design of transmission line, the reactance will remain constant. Yes, you can change with the use of the fax devices and introduction of the fax devices, but here if we consider all these, that means the voltage, machine voltage, system voltage, and this reactance as a constant, then I can say that the P is directly proportional to the angle delta. Clear? And from that I can plot the power versus angle curve, which is famous curve which shows the power delivered by the machine or power generated by the machine with an angle delta, the relationship between P and delta, so which is known as P delta curve. Here we will get starting from the 0 to pi. Here we will get the maximum power, which is P max at pi by 2, or I can say 90 degree. Clear? So if we apply this condition at pi by 2, or value of delta is equal to 90 degree in equation number 4, so we will get the maximum power which is delivered or injected by the machine or generated by the machine, which is P max is equal to E dash V divided by X12. Equation number 5, which shows the maximum power at the condition delta is equal to 90 degree. As we know, sine 90 is equal to 1. So here delta is equal to 90 degree. So the equation can be written as PE is equal to P max sine delta. Clear? Which is power generated or delivered by the machine into the infinite bus. And here the condition which is delta is equal to 90 degree, which is known as, or at this condition we derived the maximum power which is known as steady state stability limit. Steady state stability limit of synchronous machine. That means this limit is shows that beyond certain value of delta, that means the power angle delta, you cannot increase the maximum power. After this maximum limit, even though you are going to increase the value of the delta, it will not increase your generation. Clear? So this is known as at the maximum condition at delta is equal to 90 degree. This condition is known as steady state stability limit for the synchronous machine. That means without at or more than 90 degree or at 90 degree you will get the maximum power. Beyond that you will not get the maximum power, and sometimes, not in sometimes, in many cases you will lose the synchronism. We will see in later on how we will get how we will lose the synchronism if the machine will increase beyond this steady state stability limit. Clear? So at the steady state stability limit we will get, or the machine get, the maximum power transfer, which is Pmax is equal to E dash V by X12. Clear? So I hope you are clear up to this. Let us understand one more thing. Here we have derived the power angle curve for the SMIB system, or the title of theory is synchronous machine modeling for the stability studies without considering the saliency effect, or for the cylindrical rotor machine. So for that we have considered the SMIB system, single machine infinite bus system. And yes, the concept of infinite bus system, that means the voltage and frequency will remain constant, which is known as infinite bus. Clear? And the machine is connected to the infinite bus through the transmission line impedance ZL. Here for the stability studies, we have considered the transient voltage and reactance. Clear? To neglect this VG, we have convert this star to delta conversion, the equivalent circuit for star to delta conversion, value of admittance, and the final equation. Clear? Here just we have considered the real power which is injected by the machine into the system, and the equation for the real power, the final equation number 3, and the final equation number 4, with the condition of the neglecting all the resistance. Clear? So from the equation number 4 we can plot the P versus delta curve, and at certain point, that means at delta is equal to 90 degree, we will get the maximum power which is generated by the synchronous machine, and which is known as steady state stability limit, because beyond that you will not get any maximum power, or further increase in delta you will not get the maximum power. So one more question I will ask over here, that in practical case what is the value of delta, that means power angle. In practical case what will be the value of delta, that you have to find out it by yourself. Clear? In next session we will see the same machine modeling, but for the, or with the considering the effect of saliency, that means for the salient pole machine.